Hi, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to make a custom phone insert to carry some audio equipment. What audio equipment, you ask? Well, it's the stuff that we use for our podcast, Exceptionally Bad. More about that later. Let's get into the project. This is the audio recorder that we use to record our podcast. And so far, we've been carrying everything around in this little box that it came in. It's got the audio recorder and a few other parts. And we'd like a more convenient and fun way to carry all the parts around. So that's what we're going to do today. So I've had this case sitting around for quite some time, and I think it would make a pretty cool case for this. So it's time to make it awesome. The plan is to make custom foam inserts so that everything fits nice and snug inside the case. So we start off by cutting some foam to fit perfectly inside. Now I lay out each of the pieces and I trace with a pencil onto the foam just so I can see where I would like everything to fit. I'm going to have a second layer of foam underneath, so I'm cutting it to size. Now you can see we put the bottom layer in and then the top layer with the template on top. Now let's cut out the little shapes that we had traced. With the slots cut out, we're going to do a test fit. We'll put each piece in and make sure everything fits as it should. We're going to cover the foam with this black satiny fabric that I've had laying around. So I'm going to start by cutting it roughly to shape. Of course, this has been folded up for quite a bit, so we got to iron out all of those wrinkles. We're going to glue all of the fabric onto the foam using contact cement. I use contact cement quite a bit in my projects. If you're not familiar, you just paint it on both surfaces and let it dry. And then when you touch them together, they form a very strong bond. Now I'm cutting out the fabric on the inside of the shape, and I'm leaving enough fabric so that I can roll it up over the edge. I realized that the way that I'm cutting this, I wouldn't be able to cover the inner corners fully. So I'm cutting some extra fabric strips that I can glue into the corners first. With each of the corners covered, now I just cover the flaps with glue and just roll them up over the edge. And I do this for each of the shapes. So while I'm working on all of that, let me tell you a little bit about the podcast. Exceptionally Bad is a podcast where my friends and I are in search of movies that are so bad they're actually good. In each episode, we watch a terrible movie, and then we talk about it to decide whether it's just bad and that you should avoid it, or whether it's exceptionally bad and it's one that you don't want to miss. So if you like watching movies, you like having fun, you just want to have something funny to listen to while you're driving or something else, feel free to check us out. You can find Exceptionally Bad on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere else that you get your podcasts from. Back to the project, I'm going to do a quick dry fit of the piece that I've made. And I've cut another couple of pieces of foam to fit in the lid. Now this lid has a clear plastic cover so you can see right through it. And so I think I need to do something to make that look a little more pleasant. I've got this contact paper that looks like leather. So we'll cut some to size. Now contact paper is sticky on one side, so we'll just let it stick itself to the foam. And now we have a nice smooth leather surface. Now I'm going to cover each of the other foam panels with the same satiny fabric. And I'm using Super 77, which is a spray contact cement. It makes this process a lot easier. Here are each of the pieces covered in the fabric. I noticed that the contact paper wasn't sticking as well as I'd hoped with the foam, so I went ahead and fixed that up with some contact cement. Now let's put it all together and see how it looks. I realize this is far from professional looking, but it's way better than carrying everything around in a cardboard box. We just need one last finishing touch. Using our vinyl cutter, I cut out the logo of the podcast and placed it on the front. Now let's take a look at the finished product. As always, I had a lot of fun making this project. And although I know it's not perfect, it's really fun to have something custom made for a specific use. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos. Got some Halloween stuff coming up, you don't want to miss it. And please leave me a comment if you liked the video or didn't like the video, or if you have any other ideas. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, don't be bored, be creative.